GDP over time increases and decreases no matter the situation, so viewing the direct impacts such as internet use and computers shows a significant correlation between the two variables. We decided to view the variable of internet users from the definition which states that technology increases the GDP. The GDP increases at a steady rate when related to time. However, when related to internet use, it shows a significant and much more powerful correlation to its rate of increase. While this GDP growth is a factor of increasing variability and productivity in the workplace, such as access to the internet and technology, we can see that the most important variable is the internet connection itself through the correlation. GDP correlates strongly to the internet use, and while the GDP increase is related to the increase in technology, the most important variable in this selected data is the internet users directly, as it is clearly the most productive of all three. For our comparisons here, we decided to look at the US, Hong Kong, South Africa, Haiti, and Switzerland. One of the strongest positive correlations we saw in our graphs, along with personal computers per 100 people versus GDP per capita, was internet users per 100 people versus GDP per capita. In the US, in 1990, the year the World Wide Web data begins, only 0.8 out of every 100 people utilized the internet, 0.8%. At this time, the United States GDP per capita was $28,300. However, as the number of people who use the internet rose to 78 out of 100 by 2011, the GDP per capita rose to $37,690. The other developed countries we are focusing on, Switzerland and Hong Kong, saw similar changes. These nations saw an increase in GDP per capita of $6,610 and $17,540 respectively, while their internet users per 100 people rose up to 82.87 and 75 respectively. Business sectors in this nation benefited tremendously from the internet in 2015, as 80% of all businesses utilized it. The two developing, poorer countries we are focusing on, South Africa and Haiti, saw little increase, if any at all, in their respective GDP per capita. Haiti's GDP per capita dropped from just $513 in 1991 to a mere $370 in 2010, while South Africa's GDP per capita rose $673 from $3,152 in 1990 to $3,825 in 2011. While these meager GDPs may argue against the correlation between the internet growth and the GDP growth, South Africa only had 21 out of every 100 people using the internet by 2011, while Haiti only had 8.4 out of every 100 people using the internet. Interdependence can be hazardous. Not long ago, most of us worked on freestanding computers. Now virtually everything is networked. This development has been mostly to the good. It has paved the way, for example, for enormous advances in information transfer and processing. As we saw in the Atlantic magazine. Essentially, computers have increased economic productivity, but not to the extent that we might think. Instead, it is the process of interconnecting these computers by way of the internet that drives up economic productivity. Logically, looking at the correlation, we can also tell what the cause is. Access to the internet is an essential asset in the modern economy, which drives the demand for products that can access it. This relationship results in a steady increase in GDP per capita as the number of computers and internet users per person increases. Another factor to keep in mind is the positive network externality for the internet that helps to sustain growth. As access increases, the internet becomes more useful because a user can contact more people. Another compelling reason that internet usage was a strong factor in increasing GDP is how strongly it correlates with cell phones per 100 people. From 1965 to 1990s, data points only moved vertically, indicating that cell phones had little to no effect on the GDP per capita. The graph hits the 1990s, many countries spring to the right and gradually creeps upward. Look at the United States and Hong Kong, for example. Each country moves vertically before the 1990s, then shoots to the right around the early 1990s. But this movement is due to the rise in the internet, which also drives their use of cell phones. For example, if cell phones were so important, how come they did not play a factor before nearly 25 years? Phones undoubtedly made life easier and helped with economic production, but the primary force was internet usage. Additionally, the final correlation of each graph points to the internet usage as the most compelling factor. For cell phone usage, the dots representing more affluent nations are scattered everywhere, showing little to no correlation. However, The graph for internet usage shows a strong positive correlation for countries with more than 40 internet users per 100 people and a strong parabolic correlation overall.